a fake lie. She made up a fake storyline. Oh my gosh, Ray, look at me, look at me. You know what? You're right, Angel. Let me look at you. Let me check your game out. I don't want to talk about your off-court drama. I want to talk about your game. So I will give you the attention you're asking for. So you know what I did yesterday when it comes to Angel Reese? Angel Reese was playing the Chicago Sky yesterday, and you know what I did?
Suddenly, the pressure exploded after Caitlin Clark dropped 14 historic points in under 2 minutes. Angel Reese was expected to answer with a huge performance, but instead, everything went wrong. She struggled badly, missed easy layups, shot just 3, 4, 13, and faced nonstop criticism. Then came the nightmare moment that made the night even worse. For years, media outlets pushed the idea that Clark and Reese were equal stars driving the WNBA's rise. But fans saw a different story. On this night, the gap was impossible to ignore. Reese looked desperate to force the game, attacking through traffic and making costly mistakes. By the third quarter, the numbers told the story. Just 8 points, 3 made shots, and a performance that left everyone asking the same question. Could she handle the pressure?
14. Yeah, she's shooting from 32 foot away, and she's got 3 people on her, and she's getting her eyeballs raked out on a regular basis. Imagine being a player in this league and have your eyeball gouged out twice in 2 years. And not even 2 seasons. I mean, she's missed all those games. How many eye gouges would Caitlin Clark have at this point? So, She Bounds right here had herself a hell of a game. Now, we just went over those stats. Let's make sure we go over these. In 2024, she lied about the Chicago Sky being harassed by a very polite reporter asking questions. Yeah, remember that whole race hoax? Oh, we were getting harassed. Oh, and then the video came out, and it was like the...
Meanwhile, the nightmare reached a new level when Reese went down awkwardly late in the game, grabbing her knee as the arena fell silent. Medical staff rushed over, and she eventually limped to the locker room, ending her night early. But the real shock came after the game. Becky Hammon reportedly called out Reese's camp over the growing controversy, accusing her of double standards and demanding special treatment while criticizing rival coaches. Suddenly, the spotlight wasn't just on her performance, it was on everything surrounding her.
Okay, let's take a look at what Becky Hammon had to say about Angel Reese that has the internet in a frenzy. Let's get into it.
I mean, I just gave her a big hug when I saw her. I know that's not where her heart is. I know her as a very, very high quality person, someone that's filled with a lot of love for everyone. And so I know she's been like very tore up and fresh about the whole situation. So when she'll bounce back, I know she's resilient. It's just unfortunate. I mean, everything that's kind of going around the league. I'd like to get back to sports uniting people.
Okay, so you heard Becky Hammon say that, it's unfortunate, and she knows that Sandy Brondello, essentially, I know Sandy Brondello is not racist. I know that's not what it meant. And this is a bunch of bullshit. That's essentially her statement on Angel Reese and Sandy Brondello in this situation.
Ultimately, Hammon's message was simple. True superstar status is earned through performance, not online drama. And after this collapse, the comparisons to Caitlin Clark look weaker than ever. Clark keeps breaking records, selling out arenas, and attracting millions of fans, while Reese is left facing a difficult reality. The spotlight is earned on the court, and right now, Clark is the one shining brightest.
Victim Olympians, like how about we just, ever since Alyssa Thomas wanted to put her fist on somebody's throat, it's been like a race to see who can be the next victim. Like, come on, stop it. This has been ridiculous. I think it's very safe to say that. Okay, now I also want to get to what the people are saying. Okay? Take a look at this here. The 30 years of WNBA culture is what divides people, but they can never keep it real about their trust issues because they are afraid of backlash. Okay? She basically said Angel's a drama queen. Quack, without saying it. Okay? Look at this comment. Now, how did Sandy become the aggrieved her? Angel was doing her job. She didn't ask for any of this.
Behind the scenes, major networks are reportedly scrambling as their rivalry-driven marketing strategy loses momentum. The question is simple. How do they sell an equal rivalry when one player keeps delivering big performances while the other struggles under growing pressure? The spotlight has clearly shifted, and the media world is now forced to adjust.
House of lowlights, he's got his finger on the pulse of the Angel Reese disaster classes. Let's take a look at some of this, shall we? Here we go.
No wonder all 5 over 30.
We got rolling. What we got rolling? Angel Reese, mouse in the house.
Oh,
Over the
easy.
top, easy. Bloopy.
Ooh.
Damn. Oh, super duper easy. Bloopy. Oh, damn.
No. She didn't miss both of those, did she? No, that's, you edited. Did you edit this video, Pope? Did you manipulate this video? This is one of the best players in the league. This is one of the best players in the league. There's no way. There's absolutely no way.
No wonder all 5 over 30.
We got rolling. What we got rolling? Angel Reese, mouse in the house. Over the top, easy. Bloopy.
Damn.
Oh, super duper easy. Bloopy.
Something has changed across the league, and this time, it is impossible to ignore. Behind closed doors, inside locker rooms and team facilities, the conversation is reportedly getting louder. Players who once stayed quiet to avoid backlash are beginning to speak more openly about what they see happening in the sport. The old idea that certain stars must be protected at all costs is facing serious pushback. For years, fans were told which players were supposed to be the biggest stars. Media coverage helped create certain narratives, networks promoted specific rivalries, and executives tried to turn individual matchups into massive storylines. But now, the pressure is shifting. Players understand that real influence comes from what happens on the court. It comes from performing when the pressure is highest, attracting genuine fans, and delivering moments that people cannot stop talking about. And that is exactly why this latest controversy has created such a massive reaction. The footage from the game quickly spread across social media, with fans and commentators replaying the controversial sequence over and over again. Some focused on the contact. Others questioned the play itself. The debate became even louder when people began discussing the performance that came before the incident. One reaction focused heavily on the numbers. 3 made shots on 13 attempts. That was the stat line being discussed everywhere. The criticism was immediate. Some commentators questioned the decision-making, while others mocked the sequence that appeared to lead to the injury. The jokes and reactions quickly became more extreme, with people arguing over whether the play should have been called differently and whether the situation was being treated fairly. But beneath all the noise was a much bigger question. Why does every incident involving a major star instantly become part of a larger media battle? That is where this story became much bigger than one game. The clip continued circulating, and different personalities began offering their own reactions. Some argued that the defender went straight up. Others believed the offensive player created the contact by extending her leg. There were also claims that the officials should have called an offensive foul. And once those opinions hit social media, the debate exploded. Supporters defended the play. Critics attacked it. Others accused both sides of exaggerating the situation. But the controversy did not stop there. People began looking back at the entire game and asking whether the pressure surrounding the player had finally become too much. The performance had already been disappointing, and now the injury had added another layer to an already chaotic night. To be clear, nobody wants to see an athlete get hurt. Injuries are part of sports, but they are never something to celebrate. However, the moment the injury happened, the internet immediately began analyzing every detail. How did it happen? Was there contact? Was the movement awkward? Was the play simply an unfortunate accident? Those questions became the center of the conversation. At the same time, another debate was taking place. Fans were asking why the media seemed so determined to turn every Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese storyline into a direct competition. Instead of allowing both players to develop their own careers, the narrative often became about choosing one side against the other. And now, after another controversial night, that manufactured rivalry is facing even more criticism. For months, fans have watched networks and commentators push the idea that these two players are competing for the exact same position in the basketball world. Every good game becomes a comparison. Every bad game becomes ammunition. Every viral moment becomes another chapter in the rivalry. But basketball does not work that way. One player can succeed without another player failing. One star can break records without someone else being erased. And yet, the media machine continues to look for the next argument. That is why the public reaction has been so intense. Across social media, fans have been dissecting the game from every possible angle. Some believe the coverage has been unfair. Others believe the media has protected certain players while holding others to a completely different standard. The biggest criticism is that the numbers are becoming impossible to ignore. Ratings, attendance, viewership, national attention. These are measurable things. They cannot simply be explained away by a television segment or a promotional campaign. And that is where Caitlin Clark continues to stand out. Whether people love her, criticize her, or simply watch her because they want to see what happens next, her ability to generate attention is undeniable. Every game becomes an event. Every highlight travels quickly. Every major performance creates another wave of discussion. That is the reality the league cannot escape. But the bigger question is whether the same level of attention can be created around a rivalry that fans no longer believe is truly equal. That debate has become even more complicated after the latest performance. The criticism was not only about the injury. It was about the entire night. The missed opportunities, the poor shooting, the questionable decisions, the growing pressure, and then, finally, the moment that sent the internet into overdrive. Some commentators replayed the sequence and focused on the sound of the impact. Others questioned the mechanics of the play and argued that the movement looked unusual. One commentator even broke down the sequence step by step, suggesting that the defender remained vertical while the offensive player extended her leg into the space between them. The conclusion: some believed it should have been an offensive foul. Others strongly disagreed. But once again, the conversation quickly moved away from basketball and turned into another culture war argument. Terms like racism, favoritism, and special treatment were thrown around from every direction. And that is exactly what makes this entire situation so exhausting. Instead of talking about basketball, the discussion becomes a battle over media narratives. Instead of breaking down strategy, people argue about personal agendas. Instead of focusing on how the play actually developed, everyone picks a side and starts attacking the other. Meanwhile, the actual basketball questions are being lost. Was the decision correct? Was the player in control? Should the officials have made a different call? And most importantly, why did the game reach this point in the first place? Those are the questions serious basketball fans want answered. The public reaction also exposed something else. The audience is no longer willing to accept every storyline without questioning it. Fans are watching the games themselves. They are checking the box scores. They are looking at attendance numbers. They are comparing performances. And they are forming their own opinions. That makes it much harder for networks and media personalities to control the conversation. A narrative can be promoted. A rivalry can be advertised. A superstar can be pushed. But none of that guarantees success. At the end of the day, the court still decides. And that is why performances matter so much. When the lights are brightest, stars are expected to deliver. When millions are watching, the pressure becomes part of the job. When a player is promoted as one of the faces of a league, expectations naturally become higher. That does not mean every game has to be perfect. Every athlete has bad nights. Every superstar misses shots. Every player eventually deals with injuries. But when a bad performance is followed by controversy, criticism, and a massive media debate, the spotlight becomes impossible to escape. That is exactly what happened here. The injury became the headline. The performance became the debate. And the larger rivalry became the real story. Now, the question is what happens next. Does this latest controversy finally force the media to stop treating Clark and Reese as two sides of the same story? Or will the networks simply find another angle to keep the rivalry alive? Because one thing is certain, the public is watching, and fans are becoming more skeptical of narratives that feel forced. They want authentic competition. They want great basketball. They want players who can create unforgettable moments when the pressure is highest. That does not mean every player has to be perfect. It does not mean one athlete has to destroy another. But it does mean that superstar status has to be earned. You cannot simply announce someone as the next great player and expect the audience to believe it forever. The fans will decide, the numbers will speak, and the performances will eventually tell the real story. That is why this moment could become an important turning point. Not because of one missed shot, not because of one controversial play, and certainly not because of one injury, but because the entire conversation around the league appears to be changing. Fans are asking harder questions. Players are facing greater expectations. And the media is being forced to defend the narratives it helped create. The era of simply telling fans who the biggest stars are may be coming to an end. Now, the audience wants proof. They want the numbers. They want the highlights. They want the big performances. And most importantly, they want authenticity. That is what makes Caitlin Clark's rise so difficult to ignore. Her impact is not based on one viral moment. It is the combination of attention, performance, records, fan interest, and the ability to turn ordinary games into major events. Whether you support her or not, the impact is there. And that is why every comparison continues to attract so much attention. But perhaps the biggest lesson from this entire controversy is simple. The sport is bigger than any one rivalry. The players are bigger than the media narratives. And basketball will always have the final word. So now, the question goes directly to you. Was this latest controversy blown completely out of proportion, or did the footage reveal a legitimate problem that the officials should have addressed? Do you think the media has pushed the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese rivalry too far? And after everything that has happened, is this rivalry still helping the league, or has it become a distraction from the actual basketball? Let me know exactly what you think in the comments. I want to hear your honest opinion, because this conversation is far from over. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button and share this video with another basketball fan who has been following the story. And if you want more deep dives into the biggest moments, controversies, and stories shaping women's basketball, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Because the next major moment could change the entire conversation again. And when it happens, you will want to be here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.